This episode is brought to you by EMG Pickups, the most classic active pickups on the planet. Head over to emgpickups.com and use the promo code HEAVY at checkout to get 15% off. That's emgpickups.com, promo code HEAVY for 15% off. We are also brought to you by DistroKid. Get your original music up on all major streaming and social media platforms today. I personally use them and they're great. Head over to distrokid.com/VIP/Garza to get 30% off your membership. That's distrokid.com/VIP/Garza to get 30% off. Zack the Kid's here.
What's going on, guys? How you feeling?
This episode is going to be called Muse Goes Deathcore, and we're going to approach that later.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to jump into that.
But real quick, something exciting happened with the podcast. And it's when you were on your trip, but I was just randomly, you know, I don't know what made me. I was going to go on the Spotify charts. I'm gonna see who's charting on the podcast music charts. I'm going, and I come up in the top 40, and there we are.
Insane.
I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's so wild.
I could not believe it.
Yeah, no, I was like in the middle of my shoot, and I saw you posted that, and I almost wanted to stop the shoot and just be like, dude, what the hell? That's insane.
Insane. It's definitely something that I was not expecting at all. It was literally, I felt disbelief, and I did start to cry a little bit.
Dude, that's amazing.
That's insane. I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, man. Especially this early on, you know, we're just getting started with this, so it's so cool that, you know, the perception is already that good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, I mean, shout out to the watchers. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, thank you for watching and listening, and we're on the top 40 now. It's fucking nuts. And if you look into, which I'm not hating on it, if you look at anyone in the 30s or the 20, the top 10, especially top 10, like 95% of all those podcasts, they're all signed to an agency.
Right.
They're all signed to either like it could be Knotfest or it could be I don't know, like or iHeartRadio or Spotify exclusive podcasts. They're all signed.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not.
We're independent.
That's us.
Yeah, that makes it even crazier.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And it was a decision made very early on where, like, you know, I probably could make some phone calls and probably sign somewhere and maybe get like a little, you know, boost here and there. But I'm like,
yeah,
I want to keep this legit and real as possible, whole way.
Because then we can be as authentically ourselves as we want, right?
Yep.
You know,
totally.
There's no one in our ear telling us,
nothing.
Oh, you should go in this direction.
Nothing.
It's just whatever we want to do.
Yeah. You know, shout out to obviously the GOAT Joe Rogan, and I overheard him talking to Bill Burr, and he spoke on this on many occasions, but like, you know, don't sign away anything.
Yeah.
And since day one, I really, truly kept what he said to heart. Like, all right, I mean, no matter how much it sucks, and trust me, it sucked. I want to quit this many times. It gets rough. Well, I mean, you listen to podcasts or watch one, oh, wow, that's cool. But when you actually start doing it, you're like, what the this is a lot.
It's a whole thing, for sure.
I'm still on the Top Ramen diet. You know, shout out to you, Top Ramen. That shit tastes good, dude. I'm loving it, dude.
Have you done the fried egg inside yet?
Yep, I do. What's the one that starts with an M?
Maruchan?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you could get the 12-bag pack for like $3.90, which is like the cheapest that you can find as far as food. Dude, that's my breakfast lunch for
such a steal
for a whole week. Yeah, I do that. Get the fucking cheapest eggs. Put one egg in there.
Yeah.
You know, boil the water and
soft boil it.
Boom, there it is.
It's so bomb.
It tastes great.
Yeah.
And I see why people do it. It tastes good. It's cheap.
Yeah, and you can make it gourmet with like just a couple of ingredients.
Yeah. And you know,
there's some mushrooms in there, some chives.
Yeah, that's when the podcast starts making a little bit more money. I started buying some mushrooms and some onions. Started throwing that in the ramen. I feel a little bit more tired. It's fine.
Little by little, your ramens are just going to become gourmet, and then that's going to be a different segment of the podcast. Is like Chris Garza makes gourmet ramen at home.
Oh yeah, that's it. Tastes great, guys.
Yeah.
And so if you happen to be in a pinch with money, or you want to save money, or you're trying to buy something, I mean, it's a massive difference when you go to the grocery store and oh shit, I'll just buy ramen. And I saw that I went up to pay and I was like, oh, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
I fucking spent less than $10. I'm at the grocery store right now. This is a massive help.
Yeah, no, that is amazing because I'm not going to lie. Lately, I haven't even been buying groceries because they're so expensive now that I feel like just getting food takeout is like the same thing.
Pretty
like
close.
Just getting it like already prepared.
Yeah.
Like you'll spend roughly the same because I don't know about you, but every time I go to the grocery store and get all the things I need, I'm spending like $150, $200.
Easy.
It gets up
Easy,
there.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but, I think ramen's probably the cheapest option. And also, I think the cheapest pizza, bang for a buck, is called Tony's Pizza.
Oh, Tony's, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I think it comes out to like $3.50.
Wow.
For a pizza, and you cut that in half. That's 2 meals.
Yeah.
So boom, you have like you live life on the edge. Okay, you have like dinner for this day and dinner for that day.
Yeah.
That comes out to $3.50. Let's say that's $175 for dinner right there. Boom.
Yeah.
So
No, that's awesome.
hopefully those tips help you. Over here in California, we have Vons. That tends to be like a little bit on the deal route. Little things you look up deals, or you sign up for the for that particular market. You get the card, or you sign up with your phone number. You get like
The rewards.
that shit adds up, and you save money.
Yeah.
Just choose a spot, and I found the cheapest place around my area, and I went with my girlfriend a few times to the grocery store. And I'm like, okay, where is the cheapest food?
Yeah.
And she's like, are you gonna eat that? I'm like, yeah. Why not? She's like, but you're gonna feel like shit. I'm like, so? So what?
You're like, it's going back in the podcast. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to buy more expensive food, or you want me to not have a podcast? I mean, that's just where we're at.
One or the other.
Oh my God, you know what?
Dude, that's awesome.
It is undeniable, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, that getting ramen, cheap pizza, beans, rice, you name it, it's undeniably cheaper than eating healthy.
Oh, for sure.
Healthier. I mean, it's just when I saw that, I'm seeing these final prices when I'm at checkout. It's just like, dude, I don't know, like another way to eat healthier. I mean, just it's so much cheaper.
No, it really is. Honestly, my move lately, I think I told you last time we were getting dinner. I'll go to like a Thai food place where like the plates are like $10. But they give you like huge portions, so you're essentially getting like 2 or 3 meals for $10.
Great.
It's literally cheaper than the grocery store.
Wow.
And it's obviously delicious food. Like Thai food is incredible.
Of course.
So that's been my loophole lately, is like supporting the mom and pop, like Asian restaurants.
Yep.
That will like serve you like a big serving and hook you up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that's been my move, and it's honestly, I think I'm gonna continue doing that until like grocery prices go down.
Yeah. Or until we hit top 10 in the podcast and I could give Zach the Kid a raise.
There we go.
See, Zach, he's young and vibrant. He's buying new shoes. He's going on dates. Come on. Come on. I'm done with my life. I'm fucking, I have a girlfriend. I'm older.
I'm not shot yet.
Yeah. You're not me yet, dude. It's so good. You went out on a trip, right?
Yeah, I went to Ohio.
How was that?
Cincinnati. Shout out Cincy.
Cool.
It was cool, man. It was like it was fun. It's like it's I love going to like smaller towns like that, and given they have their downtown area, like metropolis area too.
Yeah.
But I love that, like when I was there, everyone knew everyone, and everyone was so nice. Like you go to like the liquor store, they know you. You go to like the local like Chinese restaurant, they know you and they hook you up.
Yeah.
Like, we got like free root beers because, the drummer for the band, shout out Young Mosh, shout out Max, knew the owners.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it was so cool to get that like, it's kind of like hometown treatment.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, those cities are still out there.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it's cool. I love traveling because I'm the kind of person where, like, if I do the same thing over and over, the repetition kind of gets to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I love traveling because I just love seeing new things. Just a fresh view,
Yeah.
I think really inspires me.
Totally.
So like anytime I leave California, I always come back feeling really refreshed.
That's great.
Because then I'll come back to it feeling like, oh, okay, I do love California, but I needed a reminder. I needed to experience something different for a couple of days and then come back to it.
You have to, and you got to get, you're human. We're all human. You got to get reminded. Shit. Yeah, you live in California. You got that reset. Now you're inspired, and now your work's gonna be better.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's cool to get that step away, especially in a place like Ohio when a little bit more slower paced.
Yeah.
Probably helps you clear your head a little bit, have fun.
100%.
So.
Yeah, no, it was cool, man. I really liked it. We filmed at this venue called the Mockbee.
Mockbee, okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty much, it's like at the edge of downtown Cincinnati, and it was so cool because it's like the guys who were running it were telling us that back in like the 1800s it was actually like a speakeasy brewery.
Oh, okay.
Where people would like knock on the door when alcohol wasn't allowed, and they'd sneak up to the top and drink beers up there.
Wow.
And they showed us the room, and then we actually got to film in this. They have literally like a skate park that looks like Tony Hawk game, like the old school PS1 Tony Hawk games.
Yeah,
like a cool skate park with like a half pipe and then like a ramp that goes to the top of the ceiling.
Yeah,
it was insane.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, so we filmed in there. We got B-roll of like actual skaters skating in there.
Yeah,
busting tricks and stuff. So it's little things like that where it's like you literally don't have that in California. There's no place where that exists.
Really?
Where there's a venue and a little hidden skate park on the third floor.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I love about cities like that is the history and just the exclusivity of like, well, if you know the guy that runs this place, he'll show you this cool secret skate park that no one knows about.
Wow, a secret skate park.
Yeah, because a lot of people that live there didn't even know it existed. The band didn't even know it existed until like we literally got there to scout the location.
Really?
Yeah, and the owner's like, "Oh, you guys ever want to check out this?"
Wow.
So we changed the storyline to include the skate park like on the spot.
That's crazy, and they're from that area, and they didn't even know.
That's the craziest thing.
Wow.
They learned some things on that trip too, and they were like born and raised there, pretty much.
That's a trip.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, you taught me about the speakeasy bars and places. I'm like, speakeasy, what does that fucking mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, little hidden spots.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a funny concept, but I like it just because I don't know. It's like if I'm gonna go out to a bar, I like a theme. Mm-hmm. It just makes it like more of an adventure.
Yep.
Like I love. There's even spots where like. There's one in Pasadena it's just called the Speakeasy.
Yeah.
And you have to email them like in the morning, right?
Yep.
And if you're lucky, they'll email you back the password. And then you go to like the back door behind the venue or the bar and you knock. And then, a guy comes to the window, like the little window in the door. He's like, "What's the password?" And you tell him and then he lets you in.
Holy shit. What time do they close? Places like that.
It's usually like a regular bar, like 2 a.m.
Really?
Like they close late.
Wow. Is there like speakeasies that like they close at like fucking 5 or 6 a.m. or they never close at all?
So there's stuff like that, but that I guess they consider that like an afters bar.
Okay.
So it's not legal, right?
Whoa.
But yeah, it's like, like if you come out of the club, a lot of times they'll like people will have like a little flyer or whatever. And it'll just be like a warehouse. It'll basically be like 1720.
Okay.
But like an underground version of that.
Interesting.
And I've been to shows like that too, where it's not a real venue. And a lot of times there's not even a stage. They just set up a PA. It's just some random warehouse in downtown LA in like the industrial area.
Oh.
And those will go all night.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about those that kind of ties into the theme of this podcast is there's a lot of like mixed genres at those kind of shows.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've seen like Slay Squad and a couple other mixed genre artists at shows like that, where it'll be a trap metal artist and then literally like a deathcore band, and then like just a pop singer.
Whoa.
Like you'll catch like 6-7 different genres in the same show.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, which I don't think would really fly at a traditional venue. Like I don't think a promoter at a traditional venue would book that.
Yeah.
You know.
But in these particular places, it just happens to work.
Yeah, just because there's not like a huge risk. You know, they don't have like a big overhead.
Yeah.
Where if the show doesn't go well, it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
But honestly, a lot of those shows are packed.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of those you show up and it's like shoulder to shoulder.
Wow.
You know, because it's kind of, I think it's like the new wave of music where like
It is.
You know, like when I see like Gen Z kids like on whether it be TikTok, Instagram, whatever, talking about music, I don't think they even think about genres.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like they just look at music as music, and it's more of like vibes. Like, oh, I want music for this kind of emotion or this kind of energy. And they're not looking at it, well, it's deathcore, or it's rap, or it's trap, or whatever it might, pop punk, you know. It's more of just like a music for certain purposes, you know.
Wow. I mean, in a crazy way, isn't that how music was supposed to be like intended to? Oh yeah, I mean, you want a certain vibe, play that band.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, it's going talk about full circle, man.
It is weird, right? Because like when all these bands that created genres started, you know, like all the early deathcore bands, it's not like Despised Icon was like, oh yeah, we're making deathcore right now.
Yeah.
They were like, we're just gonna make some crazy heavy music.
Yep.
It's gonna blow people's minds, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that term didn't exist.
Yeah, or like like 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
They didn't guess that they were gonna create SoundCloud rap inadvertently without realizing it.
Insane.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's so weird how that works.
It's nuts, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Zack the Kid, of course, you have a perfect segue. So, have you heard that new Muse song?
Yeah, I have.
Shout out to Muse, man.
Shout out to Muse.
That song, I just stumbled across it. Oh, I'm getting older, so my days are kind of fucked up. But yesterday, that song "Kill or Be Killed."
Yeah, I love that title, by the way.
It was, yeah. Where does that title kind of comes from somewhere, huh?
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's connected or not connected, but there is a Spite song with literally the same title.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe Spite Muse tour coming soon. We'll see.
That'd be sick.
How hard would that be?
Well, I mean, my first thought was like, okay, which kind of ties into my tentative title for this episode, like Muse Goes Deathcore.
Yeah.
Because they have literally a slam.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. I was like, I don't know. It's crazy. And like the intro is like it's like you heard Gojira a few times and like you got inspired for a song and you wrote that intro. Like, like there's this.
Yeah.
Like that's like
Gojira's first album too. It's not even like the recent stuff. You know what I mean? Like
that's straight up like, okay. I did get so I found the song because I did get sucked into the clickbait. Some website said Muse goes heavy. I'm like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? My inner 13-year-old gatekeeper hater came out for for a fucking half a second, dude. And then I was like, okay, whatever. Then I played it on YouTube. I listened to it. I'm like, cool, this is a great song. It's a fucking phenomenal song.
Yeah.
And then this bridge comes on, and this fucking slam comes on, and I started headbanging.
Yeah.
And it's this part right here.
Ooh. That's a very advanced slam.
Like that's a straight up deathcore slam.
Yeah.
Like again, I asked you earlier. I don't know if this is me talking for my ego, but that's a fucking Suicide Silence riff.
That's totally an SS riff, 100%.
I was like, I loved it.
Yeah.
I love it. I was in my garage by myself. I started headbanging.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, fuck yeah,
That's so
dude.
beefy, dude.
It was a fucking sick ass riff, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to Muse and
shout out to Muse for sure.
Yeah, their singer, songwriter, guitar player. I mean, Matt. I mean, you're talking like a musical songwriting beyond genius.
Yeah.
I mean, the work from Muse, I mean, speaks for itself.
Changed rock forever.
I mean, forever. I mean, and
Yeah.
there's something about a 3-piece band, dude.
Yeah.
This is a 3-piece, and I don't know. I can only imagine, like, if you're playing, you pretty much dominated, like, the pop thing.
Yeah. You're at the top.
You know, where else do you go? How else do you experiment? You know, and
Yeah.
I mean, what better thing to do? Throwing a fucking SS Slam.
No, it's perfect. It's so
It's fucking perfect, dude.
I love it's that trademark slam too.
Yeah.
Like that chromatic scale thing. It's just like, dude, it's so funny. You know, because they could have done like, you know, like, and shout out like Nickelback and like bands like that where like they'll throw like a heavy breakdown kind of thing in there.
Yeah.
That's different than this. This is like a straight up like death metal slam riff,
It is.
which is so, it's just so like out of place, but cool at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really just goes to show how far we've come in music where like, again, like I said earlier, I don't think genres exist.
Yeah.
I think that's done. You know, if you listen to like what Bring Me the Horizon is doing now,
Yeah.
where like literally every single is a completely different genre,
Yeah.
you
It's
know?
cool.
And the fans love it. I think we're finally at a point where like people are ready for that. You know, like they're ready for like just something new from everyone.
True. And it's funny, I mean, I think like heavier bands has been stealing from hip hop, pop, name it, for a long time.
Yeah.
So why can't a band like Muse, you know, borrow from the heavier side?
Kind of flip it, right?
Why not? You know?
Yeah. And it makes sense. I'm sure they've seen like you know, like Slipknot or a band like or Bring Me at like a festival that maybe they were on the same lineup on.
Yeah.
And they see the crowd response. They're like, "Oh, dude, why don't we do this? There's nothing stopping us."
Totally.
You know?
Why not? You're fucking Muse, man. Who cares? Do it.
That's the beauty, is when you're at that level, which I'm sure this is how Bring Me feels about it too. It's like we're at the point where it'd be a crime to not experiment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Because you have the ability, you have the fan base where your fans are at least going to give it a chance no matter what.
Absolutely.
You know?
And we're very similar, which is why I think it's good that we're talking about it. Is like, you know, I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't really like, you know, obviously now you're having like the death metal logo thing go. It's just everywhere.
Yeah. For sure.
Celebrities are wearing like death metal T-shirts. You have Muse doing Suicide Sounds deathcore breakdowns now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like, I think it's fucking all badass. I think it's cool. I think if I'm gonna be honest, like I'm proud like that this is where the genre is going. Like, dude, I mean, for a band that massive to do a part like that, it's pretty fucking sick.
That's incredible. It's just a testament to how powerful this music is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that you guys helped create. It's
So weird.
I mean, it's like we were talking about in the last solo episode. I mean, it's literally worldwide to the point where everyone has heard deathcore. Like, there's not one person alive that hasn't at least heard a riff from a heavy band's song, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it was a car passing by down the street, you know?
It's pretty crazy, huh?
It's literally like universal, worldwide. Everyone knows what that is. You know?
It's crazy, man. And you're right. I mean, everyone at some point has probably heard a fucking slam riff.
Yeah. And they've heard a guttural, you know. They've heard a Taylor Barber guttural.
Dude, so good, man.
Yeah.
I learned so much from our last 2 episodes with Ricky and Taylor. Like, Ricky mentioned a band, not a band, but a hip hop artist called NF.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, and our manager Jerry texted me saying, "Oh, dude, that podcast is sick. I started listening to NF. You should check them out." So I just missed it because there's so much information that you miss.
Yeah.
So he reminded me, "Oh shit, check out NF." What massive following? We're talking, I think, 9 million, 12 million followers or monthly listeners on Spotify. A massive artist, and he's a white hip hop artist, rapper.
Yeah.
And dark rap, really personal, connective lyrics.
Right.
I'm not sure the word connected is even a word, but I mean, his like that shit was hitting me. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is this is the kind of shit I like from like rap. This is like
more
sick.
vulnerable,
Yeah.
vulnerable kind of
very,
music.
very
Yeah.
vulnerable. Mike, and then Ricky and Taylor mentioned City Morgue.
Yeah.
Very, very heavy.
I love City Morgue. Yeah. I think what Zilla Kami's doing, especially, he's one of the members of City Morgue.
Yeah.
He has literally a grunge album out
Really?
where he's doing like, it literally sounds like modern Nirvana with like, with like electronic production beats.
Really?
Yeah. But he has this natural raspy voice.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel forced, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm just going to make this grunge thing. It feels so like, if this came out in the 90s, I would have believed it. You
Really?
know? So it's so cool. Like, just, that's what I love about the rap world is I love hearing rappers' perceptions of genres that already exist.
Mm-hmm.
But when they put their spin on it, it feels like something completely fresh, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see like what those guys do in the future because I mean, so far they're killing it. You know.
It's great, and it's heavy, and it's heavy as fuck. It's just it's because it's not blast beats and slams. I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah. No, it's like I love what Taylor said in the last podcast about like he said he worked at the Masquerade.
Yeah.
And like when he worked those like trap metal shows, he would see basically a modern version of what a scene kid is. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like a kid that would listen to like SS or like Carnifex or one of those bands. But like now they go to trap metal shows instead because that's where the music is going.
So gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I've seen that too. Like I went to that show with Suicide Boys and Turnstile. Same thing. Every kid there, whether they're listening to rap or rock, it's like I know that they're the same kind of kid that would have grown up listening to like deathcore and metalcore, but because they grew up, where it's like aggressive hip hop instead of aggressive rock. That's just what they happen to be into. But it's the same kid from, same kid as the kid that grew up in the early 2000s with Korn and stuff like that.
Whoa.
But it's the new version of that, I would say.
That's a trip, huh?
It's crazy to see.
It seems people just like aggressive. No matter what it is, it has to be aggressive.
Yeah. Because it's that primal thing that we were talking about last time too.
Yeah.
Everyone has that.
Mm-hmm.
And if if you've had like a hard week or a hard day, there's just something very satisfying about hearing like a hard drop.
Yes.
Whether it's like drums or like a scream over a beat or like whatever it might be, there's something about that really like impactful riff or sound or whatever it might be that it just like our monkey brains just love it.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that's what I think. I mean, I call that heavy. If it hits you in a certain way, that's just.
Yeah, I mean, even pop artists can have heavy parts.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, like I've heard Halsey songs where I'm like, there's no guitar in this, but this is heavy.
Yeah.
Like
So
the
good.
way she's delivering her vocals, like it's basically metal.
So good, man. Wow. Well, I think we covered a lot.
Yeah. Man.
I kind of want to publicly say that, well, this might be, a hot take or like us going out on a limb, but, I definitely support Muse and Matt. I think what they're doing is fucking sick.
Yeah.
I'm not a gatekeeper at all. And I think they should, whatever they want to do, do it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think if you're Matt, maybe name a couple bands here and there. Just throw some light. You don't have to. No,
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of guy that I don't care about song titles or every record. That was me when I was 15. I'm not the guy anymore, dude. I'm 36. I forget album titles and songs. I wear shirts now just to support. Right now I'm wearing a Left to Suffer shirt. Shout out.
Yes, sir.
I'm down to support the scene and the culture and blow this shit up. And whoever does it, great. But when you're in that kind of, when you're in that massive of a band, shout out a couple bands here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's not even gatekeeping. It's just like recognizing that that's such a huge opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you named any band, as the lead vocalist of Muse, you could change their whole career.
See what that sounds.
Yeah, just you just go on Twitter and just type Suicide Silence, no context, and just enter. That's all you have to do.
If you're listening, watching, can you just? Does he have a Twitter, Instagram? He does, right?
He probably he has an Instagram for
Hit
sure.
this fool up. Say fucking tag Garza or tag the band, and say, dude, what's up?
It could be no context. It could just be like a black screen.
Yeah.
And just tagging Suicide Silence. Mm-hmm. You guys would overnight just like triple your fan base.
That'd be great. Maybe by then I won't have to buy ramen all the time, and I'll be fucking sick, dude.
Or you could have mushrooms now.
Oh my, gonna buy mushrooms and onions. Well, that's a great goal.
Onions. Yep.
Well, shout out Matt. What you're doing is sick. Come on the podcast, you motherfucker.
Come on the pod, man. We're ready.
Holy shit. Well, I'm glad you had a cool trip.
Yeah, man.
And this really ties in to what we were saying earlier. Again, thank you for listening and watching. I did not expect this podcast to chart so early. I mean, I don't want to be cheesy, but we would not be here if you weren't listening, watching that past 2 episodes with Taylor and Ricky. Really, I noticed numbers start shifting.
Yeah,
people were listening and watching because of you and Zach. Every week keeping this ship going.
Yeah, man.
Keeping me focused and helping me learn. And I really can't believe it. It's fucking
amazing.
Nuts. It's nuts. And it goes to show, if again you look at the other podcasts, they're not even I don't think they're even rock. It's all based on hip hop. Not hating, but it's just like they're all at top 10 shit, and the top 20, even 30 that we're on right now.
Yeah,
it's all very mainstream.
Right. And
the fact that I'm right behind Alex Baldwin. I don't even know he had a podcast.
I saw that you were above Questlove, which is insane.
Yeah, that's you're talking
and he's the Tonight Show's drummer.
Dude, that's iHeartRadio. That's fucking massive.
Yeah.
He has massive backing. We don't have that.
Exactly.
But we have you guys, so that's actually more massive. You really put that into a full perspective, and that's this gonna happen even a few years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, so when bands like Muse are playing slam breakdowns, it's a fucking big deal, man.
That means people are listening and people care.
It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Heavy music it was definitely, at the time, it was a joke. If you're outside of this art culture, it is kind of looked down upon. But just to see it keep getting light and keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger is fucking nuts, dude.
It's so cool to growing up where that was considered just the average public just looked at that as crazy people music or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's fully accepted.
Insane.
People don't even question it now.
They don't.
Yeah. It's amazing to watch as someone that grew up with it. It's incredible.
It's fucking nuts, dude. Fucking heavy music is in, dude.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for listening and watching. Again, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Exactly. Hit that bell.
We are going on tour Lamb of God in September. Holy shit. Kill Switch Engage. With our leg, it's Baroness and us. We got starts September 9th, Brooklyn, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Ohio, Baltimore, Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Seven Dust. Jacksonville, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana. And we play the last date on the 30th in Denver, Colorado. And that tour goes on without us, but those are the dates that we are playing. So hopefully we will see you guys there. It's a very big tour for us. We're back in the amphitheater stages. Fucking nuts. It only took us 12 years to get back there, but hey, we're back. We're eating ramen. We don't give a fuck. We're getting sick, and that's okay. It's okay.
Man. It's going to be a party. That is going to be an absolute party.
Cool. Follow us, all that shit. Until next week, we got Alpha Wolf. So tune in that.
All right, guys.
Hell yeah. Later.
Catch you later. Peace.